have been embarrassed to attend some campaign rallies. You hear somebody telling people how you will make a road. I say, this man, does he know how a grader costs? And is there saying that we will make roads for you? Instead of telling people, the more beer you drink, the more taxes we shall collect. So these drunkards are important in paying taxes, but they might not be saved by those taxes. You warned them. But you know that every bottle of beer, there is some taxes collected. And you tell them, when those taxes are put together in the government I am in, we shall make roads. But you say, I will make a road. You idiot, you have no school. And you students are busy clapping, cheering, and you are the leaders in the village of the moral boosting group. Are we together? Then that's when you get the country going to those other animals, not human beings. You reach a country where comedians think they can be presidents of Uganda. They even parade themselves before electoral commission. That shows how our moral fiber has broken down. That we don't even know our capacity. There is a song I had there. I think it was separated from Angola City. When Tunga Vilingana Nachi, Neda Radio, Aba Primary Tibo Korabiachi, Yawa Senior. But now, when you get a comedian thinking he can be commander-in-chief of the mighty UPDF, then it shows how some people that in their head what dwells there is the forces of destruction. So science is when nitrogen combined with carbon in the presence of water, and it made the first living cell, which was a single cell organism. And life began in the water. And the Bible said God began creation by creating those things that live in water. And that's what science says. Hello, hello? Number two, God created from water. God created those that live on water and what? And you meet younger people, they tell you for the attempt that I want you to mentor me. Me Katabaazi. I went to school without shoes, so I mentor you to do what? To walk barefoot? I read my books on Todowa. Now you have electricity. I mentor you to go back and read on the Todowa. We are using in secondary school pressure lamps. Now they can't exist. They are in the museum. So I mentor you to do what? Each generation must discover its mission, fulfill it or betray it. And I can assure you, majority of the younger people you are mentally arrested and detained. Can I repeat that word? Majority of you are mentally arrested and detained. But the biggest problem, we don't know the prison keeper, so that we get the key from him and liberate you. You have a generation that practices corruption. Hello, hello? When the letter I got there was a guild president who signed. Is he around? The invitation. You are campaigning to become a student leader and you are busy, they are asking you for logistics. Hello? How is leadership and your pocket connected? You are asking somebody to choose among you to be your guild president, and you are asking him or her for money to buy you to vote her. That's what was happening in these youth elections. I told my son, I don't have money. The truth, I didn't have it. Even if I had it, I wouldn't have given him money to bribe those those guys. How can a youth? There is one, they gave 7 million, they contributed 2 million, and the person who gave, he did not vote for her. You take 9 million from somebody, even don't vote for that person. And I was reading today, trying to find out, is the fire in her uniform? Because some temperature, I think, might vary. So, but I am convinced some of you, your actions, the hottest place in hell is reserved for you. Now, if you are here asking your fellow student to bribe you to vote for her, how can you hold the leadership of this country accountable? But you are the one becoming a leader. So you are a small thief. You are a small what? And when you get responsibility, you have a bigger space of operation. So you will become a bigger thief. When we founded Uganda National Student Association, I was voted the first General Secretary. I was in a t-shirt. I wasn't in a suit. I didn't have a poster. I never attended Makerere University with posters that you vote for me. We talked to them like I am convinced now. I have heard the words of Reverend Robert Friday. I am convinced he has already booked his place in heaven. His words resonate the ideals we want in this world. And I can assure you, Reverend, I am praying hard that I get deployed very fast, and my salary I contribute to all the meetings for younger people. And you on one division, sectarianism based on now which one? There are ones which are heavy, and to use them now when it is coming to evening, people might get problems. You get people deal with you on issues they don't know. We are all called upon, we are followers of Jesus. Now, me, I even don't know which Bible belongs to which group. Do you know that? But you find the people want to... Anyway, let me summarize. People who divide the people according to religion, to tribe, to culture, are meant to be the head boys of Satan. And if you give them space around you, you will become their child. And this is what has led to the confusion we had in this country. And the colonialists, when they were doing it, and it is still practiced by today, when you go to police and you are reporting that, you know, police sometimes talks very politely. We want you at the station. Few minutes, you assist us and you go back. So when you reach there, they say, you remove the shoes. What about the belt? Be seated there. Then after that, but you have tried something little for us. What's your name? The age? Nationality? No, your tribe? Your tribe has nothing to do with the chicken you stole. But they are reminding you, you are not a Ugandan. You must either be a Muchiga, a Nachori, a Rangi, a Nitesh. You are not what? A Ugandan. Are we together? Now you student leaders, I don't know. Are there students here from northern Uganda? You are from where? Where? Kwania? Near here in the central. But you look at the map, where is the central? Around the lake choke. Kopango. Rio Magbe. Yeah. You know the languages of Uganda, I have some idea apart from Kakwa and Sebeng. I don't know how the Sebeng Greek. Because Sebeng, that language is so hard that even the people there, you can't get somebody counting up to 50 in their language. By the time they reach 20, they either switch to Uganda or they were not missionaries. They were not bringing the word of God. They brought cotton for you to grow, and up to date we still put on second-hand things. And since today the sun hasn't gone down, I don't want to mention those second-hand things. But you know those things you wash and you don't dry in public. But you put on those other guys put on. That's how humiliated we are as a country, as a people. And I can conclusively say, any leadership that attempts to address those challenges is equally not liked. That's why we had our forefathers, our leaders assassinated, the Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, Amika Cabra, Mondlane. Now, I'm telling you that's because I come from the world that ensures you have bread. These ones ensure you have your sorrows saved, the consciousness. In this world of bread, and where God said, you shall not, I think it is in the Bible. I think the devil was attempting Jesus and saying he should get what? Food. And Jesus said, the Son of Man shall not live by bread alone. So when you are getting bread, you also need the word. I think that's what it means. But also God didn't say you shall live without bread at all. Now this issue of bread distribution is our problem. And you, I am convinced you are all not training to become reverends, to preach the word of God. But by that consciousness of God, to be fair, to treat others with humility and humanity. That's why they came here to talk to you today. Student like you, in 1988, I had an opportunity to visit a country called Libya at the invitation of Muammar Gaddafi, who was the leader of the Libyan revolution. In that desert, I found one university, Addis-Ababa University, 30 kilometers from Chad. Students of that university were feeding on food grown by that university in a desert. The faculty of agriculture was producing wheat by irrigation. That's why it's so massive irrigation, apart from reading about it and passing exams. So by being at university means I had passed. But I had never seen irrigation. At Makerere we were eating fish donated by World Food Program. Mackerel packed in tins with tomato sauce. And later on I discovered that essentially that donation was mukene. When you pack mukene and put in mackerel is what is called that thing. We even buy it expensively. But at that time there was no fish factory here, so fish was dying of old age at Lake Victoria. Emputa would get tired and die and float. But we were getting food donated at Makerere University. We were eating beans with weevils. We used to call them Air Force boys. Those black jackets floating in beans. Now in a desert we were fed. Are we together? Food produced by students. Now, why I accepted to come to talk to you, I knew there are those who will talk about the Bible. But by grace of God, your works should be good and reflect the glory. Now, the greatest crisis we have in this country are young people who are dependent through and through, that even they fear to speak.